I know everyone wants to start off the year thinking about what they want to do and what they want to accomplish, but also keep in mind the help that you could do for people, how you could lift your brothers up, how you can inspire others. It's funny because sometimes I'll post a picture on Facebook or talk about Pablo and people will say, you know, just move on. But the relationships in that franchise are so strong and the brotherhood so real that it transcends the experience of making the movie. And you spend 15 years going from being a nobody to somebody with a brother. And then one day he's gone. And it's a very heavy experience. I know you all suffered loss before. I know you know what I mean. And yet somehow this is different than the other losses that I've had. As challenging and as arduous and as unprecedented and as difficult as these times have been for all of us collectively as a species, there's been something profound almost that we could all learn from. Just know we're all in it together. We were beginning to look at the problems that we face as a society with the willingness to tackle them as a species. And I'm seeing that play out now. I'm seeing the world, the entire world, confront racism. And that warms my heart, because we are just one race. You know how I feel about that. We will learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Keep that in mind, and always lead with love. I started out acting at 7 years old, and I struggled for so long. There was a time in my life when I said, if I'm not a star by the time I'm 18, I'm gonna have to get out of the business. And of course I jumped to 21 and then 25, and then I'm looking in the mirror just past my mid-20s, and I haven't received health benefits in SAG. And I think that kind of rise to fame is something that's empowering for people. I needed to be confident because I had nothing else. And if you go into a situation where you're dedicating your whole life to something, literally your whole life, all of your decisions are made with one common goal, then I think that you better believe in yourself. Back in 1996, I was working to make movies. There was a point in my life where I realized I could no longer rely on everyone else. I could no longer empower others to dictate what my future was going to be. I was in a journalism class, and my teacher asked us to do an obituary, our own obituary. And I'm reading this obituary that says, Vin Diesel dies of old age. He has made several contributions to the film world. These various roles. And it's like the perfect life. Yeah. And I'm looking around this class, and I'm 26, 27, and I realize that I am really in the wrong place if this is going to come true. And so the next day, I wrote a short film. 2 weeks later, I was shooting it, and that's where it all started. I took it to Cannes, and when I went to Cannes, I went in hopes of raising money for a feature film. So I go and I show this film, and it's standing room only, and I couldn't ask for a better response to the film. But no one gave me any money. Weeks later, I get a call on a Saturday from my agent, which is rare enough as it is to get a call from your agent, let alone on a Saturday at that time. And my agent says, Steven Spielberg wants to meet you. And I had no idea why he'd want to meet me. And she says that Steven Spielberg saw that short film that you made, Multifacial. Yeah. And I jump up on the bed, I'm ecstatic. And she said, no, wait, there's more. He wants to meet you because he wants to write a role for you in a film called Saving Private Ryan. And so I go to meet Steven at Universal while he's shooting Amistad. I get there, and he's in the middle of filming, and he gets up and he comes over to me. Now that right there made me feel like I was important. That was a sense of validation. He says, I'm a big fan of your work. Now, you have to understand how new and how green I am to Hollywood, and how larger than life this man was, and still is to me. But at that moment, I couldn't speak. My mouth was dry. I'm so fortunate. My road to success is, I was blessed in so many ways. The idea to have the experience of being an independent filmmaker after having the experience of living in New York theater for so long. And then to be Steven Spielberg approved by doing Saving Private Ryan. And all that I learned there, to be introduced to Hollywood in that way. I was in boot camp before I'd ever shot a Hollywood picture. So right from the very beginning, I go from being this passionate, independent filmmaker to working in a film where the director is the most passionate person in the world.